Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video, which is narcissistic traits surfacing in relationships. I have a weekly question and answer video I do every single Monday, and this is a question, a lot of the questions refer to this. How many of you have had a relationship with a narcissist, or borderline, or sociopath, or psychopath, histrionic? And you say, oh, the beginning was great, right? The beginning was great, and then all of a sudden they changed. Yeah? You can't figure out why. And we hold on to who that person was in the beginning. Well, we didn't know them. We don't know anybody right when we meet them. We really, really don't. And I've said this before. You guys watch me in my videos, and a lot of you think I'm amazing. A lot of you think I'm horrible. But really, you don't know who I am. You're only knowing some of the things I'm doing. Okay? And it just takes so long to get to know somebody. People are multifaceted. All kinds of different facets, different sides, different parts of people and their personality and who they are. And that can take an awful long time to know, to see, especially when someone doesn't know who they are. Like a narcissist. A narcissist rejects who they really are, their true self. And so they project this image. And they can be very good at it. They've been doing it their whole life, right? And we all have needs. Narcissists seek relationships and attachment with people, okay? Not connection, attachment. You can get attached to belongings, right? All of you guys have lost something. Somebody stole something. Something burned up in a fire. Somebody it broke down and didn't work anymore. And we kind of wish we might miss that little thing or that object or device that made our lives easier. We might miss it. So we got attached to it. Okay. So they are seeking attachment, and that takes a little while until you do that. And they're going to be different in the beginning. This is people that don't know who they are. So this is an image they're projecting to you, who they are. And I'm kind of talking about people that are like covert, quiet, right? The overt narcissist, might just tell you who they are right away. Okay, let's talk about maybe covert narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, quiet borderlines. Okay. Now, regardless, this is pervasive. Personality disorders are pervasive. They're usually in all parts of their life and have lots of problems getting along with people at work. They might have problems staying still and not moving around all the time, and forming and maintaining relationships, big time. And so relationships is the biggest source of happiness and comfort, and also stress in our lives. It usually takes about, to give you guys a time, because I know you guys all want to know, but it typically takes about 6 months for these kinds of traits to surface in relationships. It can take about 6 months for problems to occur. In the beginning, it's great. Remember, we don't know them, and they don't know us, and everything seems honky-dory and great and exciting and fun. But those things kind of die down, and we need to build this kind of architecture of our relationship, a foundation we must have. And that's what we're doing in the beginning, getting to really know each other. So the person that you met in the beginning of the relationship, and it may be totally different than the person you left or left you in the relationship. And this difference is, I'm going to go with who they were later, not who they told you they were and pretended and postured. That's posturing. Right? So it's after 6 months, their stress of the relationship, because it can cause the biggest source of stress. These stresses will maybe make their traits surface more. They might feel a sense of comfort that you won't leave them. I've known narcissists before, and I've known them for quite a while, 6 months, year and a half. And everything seems okay. There's a couple little things you notice, but then maybe you go on a vacation with them. And this is the time that they drove you, or you flew there, and they got the money and they got the room. And you don't know anybody in that town or anybody that asks for help, or you just can't leave. And they feel comfort in that to really pull their mask off and show you who they are. I've seen this many times. I've gone on vacations with people where all of a sudden, oh my gosh, who is this person? Who is this person? Who are they? Like nothing like they were for 8 months. You're like, Jesus. Talking on the phone with somebody, and that's it. Everything seems cool until we meet them. And then now the problems start surfacing, okay? So, like I said, they have a real, they're lacking very much in who they are and their self-awareness, stuff like this. There's a certain part of possessiveness, too. Codependent relationships are possessiveness. You're mine. We are one person, full enmeshment. You're mine, you do what I say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down some narcissistic traits out of the DSM and just kind of show you how these things can take a while to surface. So the first one I have is grandiose, a sense of grandiosity. I'm better than others. I have delusions of grandeur. They might not tell you their plans about how they're going to be famous right away. They might not tell you their plans how they're going to be a multimillionaire soon, someday, right away. They might not. Think of covert narcissists. Covert narcissists is I'm gonna be more like you. And I understand like how you are and what you like, and who cares if I don't? I'll just change like a chameleon to be who you like, because they have needs just like us, and they want things from you, just like we want and need things from people, right? They're different, I hope, but we all need things, and this is their way of getting what they need and what they want. It's a form of being accepted, right? We conform in society; they conform to be who you are. Okay, lots of mirroring. So the grandiose, self-importance may not surface right away. They may know that you may not like that, but after a while, they may slip, and you might start hearing them about how great they are. They're judgmental, sense of superiority, and they may understand that you aren't racist, and that might turn you off. But after a while, they'll slip and they'll say some racial remarks. I knew a narcissist who would call people racist all the time. And one day, she said the N-word to some black kids bouncing a basketball. I'm just like, Jesus, dude, what did they even do? So that slipped, it came out. After a while, they pretended they got to know you. You belong to them. They're very exploitative, like objects. I'll get to that. Next would be excessive admiration. We might give them that excessive admiration in the beginning, right? We put them on a pedestal. We idealize, everybody idealizes to a certain degree, and we may have this void in our life that we believe they filled right away. And we might tell them how great they are and how nice they are and how pretty and smart and good looking and handsome and strong and all this stuff, which is great. The problem with this is it's outside, it's external. And like anything external is never enough. Like drugs, alcohol, pretty cars and money and all this stuff. A certain smell might be amazing the first time, and 6 years later, you don't really like that smell anymore. It's still the same smell, right? They might like you and think you're amazing, and after a while, not so amazing. You can stare at a pretty diamond for long enough, and after a while, you see the imperfections, right? So we may be giving them that constant excessive admiration, and then we may not do it so much. I mean, how many times can you tell someone they're pretty or handsome? How many times can you do that? Every single day. Every single day. This is why people will repost images of themselves on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Look, here's another picture of me, and everyone says, "Wow, you're so pretty, you're so handsome, you're so pretty, you're so handsome, you're so pretty," and then they're done, right? But it doesn't fix how I feel about myself, so I'm going to post another one the next day and the next. It's never enough, never enough. So even if we do give them that excessive admiration, it dies down. They want more and more and more. They want constant attention. In the beginning, maybe they texted you only 12 times a day, but eventually they want you to text them and text them back, 50 times a day. It's never enough, never enough. Next would be a sense of entitlement. I don't have to do anything for that. Just like we talked about, them trying to do things for you to get what they want, to get you attached to them, to have you be theirs. Codependency, there's an element of possessiveness. I own you, you own me. You're responsible for me and my feelings. I'm responsible for yours. But entitlement, how about this one? You owe me. I've always done it for you. And so that takes time, doesn't it? You don't just meet somebody and they say, you owe me. Well, some people might, but you understand, I hope? I'm kind of talking to my camera here, I guess. But it takes time, doesn't it, for you to owe me? I have to do things for you. That takes 6 months, and then eventually I need you to do something. Or no, I'm sorry, phrase it the right codependent way. I need you. You owe me. These kinds of things take time. Do you see that? Threats. If you don't, I'll leave you. Somebody else will do it for me. They typically aren't going to do that day one, week one, maybe not month one, maybe not even year one. And I'd like to hear from you guys too. Tell me some examples of how long it took for these traits to surface in your relationship. The longest I've ever had personally was 1.5 years. Like I said, slight little things you see, slight little red flags, but the real boom was like 1.5 years. The hitting, the lying, the cheating, 1.5 years. Interpersonally exploitative, exploiting people in your life. And exploitation is what we do to objects. We exploit objects. And so they might, it might be easy for them to see you as a human a little bit first. Understand that you're a human being that has things that other human beings like, maybe not even them, but they can see this, they know this. These things are easy to fake and make up, stuff like this. But eventually they start treating you like an object. Oh God, I'm sick of doing that for you. Oh God, I've been doing this for you all the time. Oh, and really in the beginning of a relationship, when they're giving you all this love bombing and stuff, they're basically telling you how they want to be treated, what they want. They're showing you what's important to them. Okay? And so they lay the groundwork and they overestimate themselves. So even though you're telling them, wow, you make me feel so good, they think it's even better. They think that they're the most amazing thing since sliced bread on the whole planet. And it goes straight to their head, right? Straight to their ego. Lacking empathy. Lacking empathy. Narcissists, in the beginning, you thought they really cared how you feel. Imitating or faking empathy, I think, is pretty easy for anybody. Anyone. Psychopaths. They know this. I heard a psychopath once say, I throw out the line of sympathy and I give the line of empathy. Right? So I throw out the line of sympathy and poor me, because they know you're empathetic and will care. They throw out the line of empathy and say, oh, poor you. Oh, and you cry and they cry, maybe in the beginning with you, right? So that's not hard to imitate. It takes a long time to know if someone's truly, genuinely empathetic, and you can start to see this either way eventually. Eventually, it might take 6 months, it might take longer. You might see it on day 2 with the overt narcissist. I don't care how they feel. I don't care. I have no empathy. I might even tell you. Empathy's for wussies, whinies. So they might understand that you won't like them being harsh to somebody or not caring, hurting people. Then after a while, they believe they own you. They sucked you, they got you in, and you will never leave them, right? Really, and so they will slip eventually. They'll say, I don't care about that. Well, they'll hurt you, and they're sick of saying sorry or sick of making it better or convincing you this fine. Just go, they've hurt you so many times now, you haven't left them. So, whatever, get over it. God, you're so emotional, so needy. You just take things too personal. Right? And it's just no empathy. Someone that does that just has no empathy, do they? Somebody that hurts you or they see someone else hurting you and they just go, oh, you take things too personally. Well, you're not really listening to how I feel. That's all that matters, right? I don't care. Or you cry or you're upset or excited and they just don't even know how to act. They're just like, no empathy. Arrogance and attitude. Covert narcissist, that could take a while. That could take a while to kick in. But vacations, man. God, it really kicks in on vacations. I've seen that multiple times where I think somebody is the way they're projecting to me. And I even had a narcissist that I knew for quite a while sit there and say, oh my gosh, You know, I have all these traits that it says here in the DSM of being a narcissist or even antisocial, sociopath. And I'm like, oh no, you love me. You care about people and stuff. 6 months. That's all I knew this person for at that time. And they're sitting there telling me, basically, like, I have no empathy. I don't care about how people feel. And so it's like, yo, yes, you do. And that's that void that I replaced, the hope, the crossing fingers, they'll be the person that I needed and wanted, you know, and lying to ourselves instead of accepting who somebody is. So I think the point of this is it just takes a long time to get to know somebody. It takes a long time, and we're all equal. Those of you with low self-esteem, we're all equal. We're just different, and we like to label things good and bad, and people especially, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's so splitting. That's so not healthy. Thinking good, they're either good or they're bad. They're good, they're bad. They're good, they're bad. Takes a long time to get to know someone, and so we take that time. We allow that time, because building a relationship is the beauty of it. Getting to know people is what's great. Not this finish line of just, let's get married, let's get together, okay, now we're fine. Well, then now what? Now what? Taking time to know someone and giving time for them to know you. We don't want to just tell someone who we are right away and tell them all about our problems and every little thing we feel and want and all that. We don't need to do that. Okay, we do that with ourselves and with the people we already have relationships with, but people we're just getting to know. We just take the time to get to know who they are. That's a measure of our self-worth. And if you believe you're worthy of great, happy, healthy relationships, you'll do that. All right? Again, please, love to hear your guys' examples and love to hear how long it took for some of these horrible traits to surface. Think of a borderline who's really just ruled by fear of abandonment, by their past experiences have been so bad they've been abandoned, right? They typically don't feel that the first day. Some do. Some do. It's amazing how fast that can kick in, that fear of abandonment. But, you know, when you meet somebody in a day, for a week, for a month, you don't know who they are. So you can't expect them to love you so much and promise they'll never leave you. That's ridiculous. And the borderline is going by their past experiences, and their brain's telling them this is the same. This person is going to do the same thing other people do to you. Matter of fact, they're the same person. And so we have to go into relationships saying, no, this is someone different. This is a different relationship. All right? And so that fear of abandonment is perceived even when it doesn't exist, or you don't even know someone. You're not even committed to them yet. Right? And so when attachment kicks in, then those fears surface. And relationships are the biggest cause of stress. It's the biggest one we care about. All right? So thanks for watching, guys. If you could, subscribe to the channel, please. Vote up or down. Tell me what you think. Comment. Tell me where you are. And I'd love to hear your guys' examples. Anybody that wants coaching, daviddemars.com. Thank you. Love yourself first, guys. Bye-bye.